In 2010, toy companies were still basically maintaining the status quo on applying genderized features, appearances, and playstyle to toys. Where a girl's toy might be pink with flowers, the boy equivalent might be blue with stars. Almost every toy had its counterpart for the opposite gender. Zoobles, stylized as zoobles with an exclamation point at the end, are one such example of this. To fully understand this side of things, we first need to briefly discuss the toy's inspiration, bakugan. Bakugan are little round robotic toys, similar to Transformers in the sense that they can change from one spherical shape to a more complicated shape like a weird cyborg lizard or dragon depending on the particular design. Sold by Spin Master starting in 2008, Bakugan were extremely popular toys for boys in the 7 to 13 age range and continuing to be sold in stores as of this video's release. To make even more money off of one basic concept, Spin Master began to sell zoobles in August of 2010.
Zoobles, bring to life! Hello, Mommy! Welcome to the world of Zoobles! Zoobles love to roll and magically pop open on their habitats. Every Zooble has their own habitat and each is different. And Zoobles love it when you pet them. They'll blink, wink, or even wag their tail. Zoobles love to roll and play, then put them to sleep in their habitats. There are over 150 Zoobles to collect. Each Zooble comes with their own habitat. From Spin Master.
Based on a wider variety of animals, including cats, rabbits, dogs, bears, and even birds, the toys would come in a rainbow of bright colors with intricate patterns crossing their bodies. The toys would pop open in the same fashion as a bakugan, revealing its eyes when its ears or wings would lift up. They had a magnet in the bottom of them that, when placed on their stand or habitat, would allow them to pop open. I had one of these, and I'm pretty sure that just placing them on the stand will make them pop open if they're a little older. You actually have to push on them real gently to coax them into popping open. The encouraged gameplay with these toys was similar to Littlest Pet Shop toys, where you collect them and kind of like play house with them. I'm not sure what you were supposed to do with them. You weren't supposed to fight with them? No, that was reserved for Bakugan. The boxes from 2010 claim that there are over 100 different Zoobles to collect, but in doing my initial poking around on eBay for any being sold, I noted that some boxes numbered their Zoobles in the 400s. Zoobles live in the Zooble aisle, or Candyland if you're in Japan or Korea, which was divided into 10 regions: Patagonia, Seagonia, Azusia, Arctania, Chillville, Coraloo, Petal Point, Jungleopolis, Rocktopia, and Cloud Cove. Each region had their own distinct aesthetic or color palette. Some design elements in each region would overlap in my opinion, and regions were limited to one type of Zooble, but given the design of the region, certain species designs were favorable over others. For example, a plains-based region might have animals like rabbits and birds, while an ocean-based region would have more turtles and fish. Patagonia focused on animals found in the general wilderness, such as rabbits, cats, dogs, mice, and birds, which could all be kept as pets. Seagonia featured fish, but also contained mammals like seals and rabbits. Azusia was more zoo-like in nature, hence the name, involving animals like tigers, lions, bears, birds, and zebras. Arctania took inspiration from Arctic creatures, like penguins, polar bears, and foxes. Chillville, in the same vein as Arctania, focused on Arctic creatures, although non-terrestrial ones such as fish, seals, and birds. Coraloo delved deeper into the ocean concept and featured specific fish, like pufferfish, octopi, and seahorses to name a few. Jungleopolis consisted of animals seen in the jungle such as tigers and monkeys. I couldn't find many sets from this region, so the overall theme isn't clear to me. Petal Point drew inspiration from insects in the woods and featured different caterpillars, beetles, and floral creatures. Rocktopia I can't find much on either, but it looks like it generally referenced more desert-type animals, like lizards. The final region, Cloud Cove, had primarily fantastical creatures like unicorns and whatever that thing is supposed to be. It's like Cloud Cuckoo Land from the Lego Movie. I'll take any excuse to talk about the Lego Movie on this channel. With so many types of Zoobles to collect, it was easy for every kind of girl to find her favorite Zooble to befriend. It was hard to find a solid answer of how many of these there really were, so I had to reference a very poorly formatted list which capped off at 491 total Zoobles, nearly 500 to own. This included special releases such as the Pop Art and Shiny collections. Keep in mind this is almost 500 Zoobles released in the span of 2 years between 2010 and 2012, the year the brand was eventually discontinued. That's roughly 245 Zoobles a year. The boxes selling one Zooble with their individual habitat sold for $6, which would be $8.15 today. I happened to look online for one of the character I had as a kid, and it was listed on eBay for $22, almost 4 times as much as the original retail price. You could also buy sets with more than one zooble in a pack. I searched for set variants in terms of how many zoobles you get in a set, but I was only able to come up with 3. By looking back at a very fuzzy archive of Walmart's holiday catalog for 2010, I found listings for 3 sizes of playsets. One was a large Littlest Pet Shop style playhouse that came with 3 zoobles, costing $34.97 back then, which would be $47.50 today. The second was a carry case with 2 zoobles, which cost $19.97 then and $27.12 today. Lastly was a set of 5 zoobles, which cost $24.97 in 2010 and $35.92 when adjusted for today's inflation. After that, I was smart enough to look at the online Walmart catalog from 2010 through the Wayback Machine. 2 zoobles could be bought in a package for $9.99 or $13.57 today, and a special edition single zooble could be purchased for $7.99, which is $10.85 in today's money. A popular strategy for toy lines, usually executed in the middle to end of their run, was to create a smaller baby or a fun-size version of their primary toy. Zoobles were no less susceptible to this, so by 2012, Spin Master rolled out Mama Zoobles, capable of not only the basic zooble functions, but also of holding a smaller baby zoobling in their body. When placed on the Happy Tap magnet, the Mama Zooble would open up and allow the zoobling to escape. These sets could be found in a few variants. One Mama Zooble with 2 zooblings in a playset would cost $19.97, which would cost $25.76 today. One Mama Zooble with 1 baby and a Happy Tap would cost $10.97 or $14.97 today. Zoobles rose to so much popularity, especially in Korea, where it was turned into an animated series. The anime aired in 2011, produced by Dongwoo Animation and written by Tetsuo Yasumi. The series had 26 episodes and aired on the broadcasting station Seoul Broadcasting System. A dubbed version aired in Japan on TV Tokyo. 2 opening themes and an ending theme were also composed for the show. I cannot find this anywhere for the life of me. Google doesn't have any answers as to where you can watch it. Some of the episodes have been uploaded to YouTube. There's a dump of them in a specific video that's mixed in with other shows. However, there is no full publication of the series in Korean or Japanese that I can find. There's an Amazon listing for Volume 2 of it. It's $41.59, and it most likely would not play on any DVD player I have, and if I bought a Japanese one, that would be an additional cost that I just cannot spare. It says there's only one left in stock, so it might possibly be a scam also.
The wonderful world of Zoobles springs to life in Zoobles, the new Nintendo DS video game. You can explore 6 whimsical worlds like Patagonia, Chillville, and Pine Grove. Play with Zoobles and earn zoinks to unlock hundreds of decorations and accessories. Play as 18 Zoobles and interact with 40 other Zooble friends. It's Zooblicious fun. Zoobles on the Nintendo DS, available today.
The brand petered out by 2012, with no releases or word on the series for years. In 2021, Zoobles got a reboot, scrapping the Spring to Life subtitle.
Here we roll with the new Zoobles show. Flower pie! Make it pop! I'll pop to that, and I'll pop to that! OMZ! 10 new episodes of the Z-Girls and Zoobles. Rollin', poppin', laughin', and dancing. Watch them make a roll for it around Z-Town.
You know it's gonna pop your world. I can feel it.
Poppin' new adventures in every show. Spa time, snow day, mansion party.
It's so cool.
This is living and more. Catch the all-new Zoobles show with your favorite Zoobles friends. Spoiler alert, Mama's gonna roll! Zoobles dance floor. OMZ!
Every Z in the house say pop. Pop. Every Z in the house say poppin' on trend.
Zoobles, pop your world.
While the toy series did see a resurgence, it didn't come back in as full of a force as it had debuted with. As of now, only 28 zoobles have been released between then and now. These zoobles come in 5 different groups or families: Regals, Edgies, Softies, Florals, and Frosties. A new gimmick they introduced with this series was Z-Girls, a humanoid zooble that looked kind of like LOL surprise dolls. Z-Girls could switch between looking like an animal or like a girl, that's kind of it. You can't buy these in any mainline retail stores, you can only buy them on Amazon. Is Tesco considered a mainstream store? As far as I can tell, Spin Master is still keeping the series going. You can still pretty reliably find Amazon listings for them, and I didn't really look on the other suggested sites to buy them, but I'm sure those all still distribute them. It is nice to see that the series has some life still. That's more than I can say for some of the toys I have and are planning to talk about. I can't really figure out how to end these on a positive note. Go buy a zooble, I guess. Hello, I just want to thank you for watching the video. Hopefully this gave you a little insight onto what zoobles are. I know they're very similar to Bakugan, and actually the Bakugan I've seen recently, it kind of like crossed into that territory of looking like cutesy. So I don't know what the marketing strategy is here. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.